Welcome back to CBS This Morning. 7 Democratic candidates for president clashed in Los Angeles last night for the final debate of 2019. This year is almost done. They largely agreed on the problems facing America, but disagreed sharply on how to solve them. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders stood on either side of former Vice President Joe Biden, both attacking his health care plan. It was also the first debate since the president's impeachment, an issue one candidate feels is overblown.
What we have to do is we have to stop being obsessed over impeachment, which unfortunately strikes many Americans like a ball game where you know what the score is going to be, and start actually digging in and solving the problems that got Donald Trump elected in the first place.
The standout moment of the night may have been a heated exchange between Warren and Mayor Pete Buttigieg over a recent lavish fundraiser he attended in California's Napa Valley.
We made the decision many years ago that rich people in smoke-filled rooms would not pick the next president of the United States. Billionaires in wine caves should not pick the next president of the United States.
Mr. Mayor, your response. You know, according to Forbes magazine, I am literally the only person on this stage who's not a millionaire or a billionaire. So if this is important, this is the problem with issuing purity tests you cannot yourself pass.
Ooh, CBS News political contributors Robby, Mook, and Terry Sullivan are here to discuss. Robby, as you know, was Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign manager. Terry Sullivan, just a nice guy, was also Rubio's 2016 presidential campaign manager. Robby's a nice guy, too, but Terry and I bonded over the Nationals championship. Okay, guys. Let's start with the debate last night. They came after Pete Buttigieg. Is this a sign that they're worried about him? Robby?
Yeah, Iowa polling was driving so much of what was going on last night, right? So Buttigieg is only leading in Iowa polling, sometimes in New Hampshire, but certainly nationally, you know, his numbers are totally different. And he's stealing votes from Warren. And so that entire engagement was about trying to change the dynamics in Iowa. Klobuchar, you saw getting in there a bunch. Iowa is her chance. So that's what was really going on here. And what was interesting out of that was Biden was kind of left alone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He has multiple paths. He doesn't have to win Iowa. And so, you just saw that dynamic play out right there.
And Iowa's only 45 days away, so the pressure here is...
Well, and look, there have only been, in modern history, 2 Democrats to get the nomination by not winning Iowa first. So, I mean, it matters a lot. It's a big prize.
How many
only two that have gotten the nomination and not won Iowa. And so this matters a lot. And these candidates on the stage, this is not on accident. They weren't attacking Buttigieg because they didn't like him. They had a mission when they went up on stage, and he was the most attacked man. So they're seeing something in their numbers and their data that says...
How do you think he responded?
Really well.
I think he did a really good job. He was so prepared, right? He had a really good point to make, and he delivered it, with style. It didn't feel canned, and it didn't feel defensive also. And look, I thought it got to this meta point. We heard President Obama weigh in on this about cancel culture. I think he was making a very fair point.
It may not be as memorable, though, as #WineCavePete.
Right.
What happens in those wine caves?
Tell us, Robby.
Very good wine.
Yeah.
You've been there, you said. Robby's been there.
Right, I'm jealous.
Do you think Elizabeth Warren did herself a favor by pursuing that line of attack?
Her whole candidacy, she has tacked really hard to say, look, I'm trying to take the influence of money out of politics. So I think it was right along with her message. She needs to create distinctions from the other candidates. So, I think it was probably the right thing for her to do. But, man, he was really prepared to come back on it. And
he was ready on it. And look, at the end of the day, voters aren't deciding who they're going to vote for, who they're going to nominate based on, where they're doing their fundraisers. I just think that's kind of inside baseball that campaigns get bogged down into a lot. And voters want someone who's going to go and be able to take on Donald Trump.
The candidates tacked away from impeachment when it came up. How are they handling this, do you think?
They're trying not to, right? And for 2 reasons. One is I don't think they all agree, so I don't really think. Tulsi Gabbard had that odd vote, but I don't think she's really relevant.
The voters don't seem to be talking about it on the road
Right.
either.
So they don't feel the need
No.
to address it.
And I thought Yang did a brilliant job articulating this. We need to have something to tell voters we're going to do for them. This isn't just about disqualifying Trump. We need to offer our own point of view. So I thought that was very well said, and I think that's
Yeah, but not a message that Democrat primary voters probably want to hear. I mean, you know better than I would, but this measured, reasonable, we should get beyond impeachment isn't something the base of the Democrat Party seems to be motivated by.
I think there's a cross pressure. I think they want the president impeached, so they want people to check that box, but then they don't want people to dwell on it. They want that.
Well, the
different
president
vision.
certainly made it clear when it comes to impeachment, nothing to see here, let's move along. They're out to get me, they're out to get you, my base. Do you think that his message will go beyond his base?
Yeah, and I don't think he wants
You
to
think
move
it will,
along.
Terry?
Yes, matter of fact, it's not just I think it will. I've got actual data. My firm, Firehouse Strategies, we've done polling in these battleground states and regularly do it with these swing voters.
Yeah.
These swing voters, 2/3 of them want to move on. They don't care about the impeachment. They care about prescription drugs and health care and taxes and issues that are affecting them.
Right.
And they see this as just a sideshow, an example that Congress isn't doing anything.
Well, that's a memo to Democrats, but also a memo to the president, who often likes to talk about impeachment.
Well, but this is the irony, right? So he's going to try to have it both ways. He's going to continue to talk about impeachment, to say that's all the Democrats do all day. They're not fighting for you. I am, and that's why they're impeaching me. But in fact, he's going to continue to dwell on impeachment. So the question is, can he get away with it?
I mean, it's his strength. It's really been his natural strength is taking perceived weaknesses and making them a strength, and then beating the ever-loving crud out of his opponents with that, which started off as a weakness.
All right.
Okay, ever-loving crud.
Ever-loving crud.
Okay, remember that.
It's morning, so I want to be PG.
We appreciate that. We do. Terry and
Well
Robby,
dodged.
we will see you back real soon.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.